Might help if I push the record
Might
button.
help. Oh, well. We'll figure it out. We got time.
She says, I'm gone the 26th. That's when I'm going to Cabo.
Yeah. So still tentative. Bingo night's tentative
Going
now.
to Cabo. Going to Cabo. You want to
Casey
go?
Lynn Kemp checking in. Scott Tomko, David Glass.
Casey Lynn Kemp. Tell you what, her kid played a really, really fine football game last week. We're playing today in Edner.
Nice.
We're going to Edner. So you know what you do in Edner? On the way in, you stop, get you some cheese sticks there at that Sonic. And on the way out, you catch you a Whataburger.
Is that what you do?
Yeah, because nothing screams aorta plug like Edner.
Ricky King, good morning. Ron Koshin checking in. Tammy Keeling. Scott Tomko says he was shocked at the celebration by the Astros last night.
Nah,
I
you
didn't
shouldn't be
watch it,
shocked.
but
They won the ALDS. They didn't win a wild card game. And they didn't just sneak into the playoffs. That was a great time to let's just trash a locker room because we snuck in the back door to the playoffs.
But what have you won? You haven't won anything, really. You won a series.
I don't disagree. It's just
for
television.
It's not. It's not a champagne popping. Celebrate it like you've won a legitimate championship.
I agree.
Worthy celebration. It's
so you and I are
stupid.
agreeing on that? But at the same time, as stupid as it may be,
and you wonder if it's part of the collective bargaining
that's
agreement
what I
now.
think it is. I think it's part of their program because the other team had the Astros were on the road. They probably didn't bring the champagne. They didn't hang the plastic in the locker room.
No, somebody did that.
And you look at it and say, well, and by the way, the tub there, you saw the guys reaching in for a Bud Heavy, the red cans. That's in the locker room after every game. There's cold beer sitting there waiting for you. So the idea that they sprayed a bunch of champagne on each other and acted like children, Yeah,
I think it's dumb, personally. You haven't won anything.
I think somebody
won a playoff
Somebody
series.
should have said that. They asked Dusty Baker for a speech, and he said, I speak after the World Series. I don't speak after. So he kind of set the tone. And then Verlander cursed a little bit. It was kind of funny, and on we go.
Karen Budwine checking in. Justin Glass, Michelle Wilson-Hawkins, Marvin Mickish, Sheriff Louderback, Matt Boucher, Kerry
There's the
Bump,
sheriff.
Scott Tomko, Jeremy Pena. Says, you see the look Correa gave Pena after catching his line drive? Classic.
Yes.
We're going to talk about this every show? No, only when the series are over.
Right. Only when we're playing baseball.
Now, is there a difference between the DS and winning your league championship series?
Well, yeah,
I would
you
argue,
should
yeah.
celebrate
You're now your league champion.
Yeah.
That
The one
one-
who wins this next series should celebrate. But in Rangers form, let's say the Rangers take a 3-2 lead. They will probably have champagne in their locker room that night, which will cause them to lose the next night.
Yep.
I'm being sincere. Right now, this time of year, there are money players and there is money ball being played, and the Astros are going to beat the Rangers in 5. Astros win 4-1. It's just the way it's going to be.
There we go. I think it might go 6. Astros win it.
No, to me, there's no doubt the Astros win it. Now, that's why you play the games. And the Rangers could certainly get hot. I don't think they have the pitching left. They
are hot. They've won 5 in a row.
They've been decimated by injury and beating lesser teams. They're playing
lesser teams. They just beat the team with
the Orioles had a
most
great record.
wins, second most wins in the majors.
But I actually think that at the top of the AL West this year was the best baseball in the American League. And I give the Rangers credit for that.
It's proving to be true
Right.
since those are the 2 teams in the ALCS.
The Orioles beat up on a bunch of teams in the
but the AL East was there wasn't a team under 500 in that division.
Well, no, because they all played each other to a 500 standoff. Yankees. Well, you think the Yankees don't feel like they overpaid for Aaron Judge and Garrett Cole? They overpaid for those
I'm
guys.
not so sure about Judge. Daniel Wade White, good morning. Matt Boucher says Carter the Greek.
Yeah. The amazing Karnak.
Judge Posey says he thinks they need to play them all up at the Rangers.
Right?
Ballpark.
No kidding. If we can play up there, we can win.
We might actually have a chance. You'll have a chance if you get the Palace Bingo chance to win. Still figuring out which night is Wade and Carter night, but we'll figure it out.
The trash can curse haunts Minute Maid. Could be it.
But you can get the Palace Bingo tonight. Play bingo.
Yeah, we're
Win
friends
money.
with friends.
Friends with
Thursday
friends.
night's fun. The games are fun on a Thursday night. I highly recommend it.
Usually a little busier.
This afternoon, go by the Gray Barn Mercantile. Pick up some nice aromatic soap. Cheryl's got some beautiful French milled soaps. They're just wonderful. Where they come from?
France.
Yeah, but you
Legit.
There was like
Provence.
Yeah, they're very nice. Very nice. Atzenhofer, a South Texas tradition since 1926.
They got great financing right now on trucks. 72 months, low interest rates. So if you're looking for a truck, now's the time.
Finance it 84 months, 96 months. Be in the red until the day it quits running.
Well, and the thing is, you'll probably the way used vehicle prices are right now, and probably will be for the foreseeable future. You'll never be upside down in a vehicle.
That's right.
These days.
That's right. They keep raising the price of them 15%. They're only depreciating 10%, so you stay in the black all the time. AJ's Detailing. Since your vehicle lasts longer and you're driving it longer, get it by AJ's.
Yep, take care of that.
Let him take care of it. Well, physician, heal thyself. You need to get over there yourself. That pig pen that you drive.
Yep. That's what happens when you have a truck that you actually have to do some real
I went
stuff
off-road last week.
I remember.
I thought
down a gravel driveway. Don't let him kid you that he was off-roading.
4-wheel high. But I did.
And raising your suspension.
Right. Yep.
Had to clear that little pebble on that dirt road.
Get by AJ's Detailing. Yeah, when I left, one of those rocks came
Did you
off
hear
the
it
tire
kick up?
Hit my fender well. I had to pull over to make sure it didn't dent my fender well. Call Armor Air for all your AC issues.
They can do duct cleaning as well. Duct, not duck.
Yeah, if you've got a pet duck, they can clean it.
Probably could. I'm sure they're pretty
They'll
good
pluck
at
those
field
little
dressing.
They'll pluck those little hair, or little feathers in the very back. 579-0966. Reach out to Armor Air. And the chopping block selling $10 a pound New York strips.
Yep.
And by the way, I was at our other store yesterday. They had New York strips in the meat counter, $15.99 a pound.
There you go.
So I'm telling you, you're saving $6 a pound. Good morning, Brent Anderson.
Brett Small says you should wash your mouth out with a nice bar of that French milled soap.
Speaking of that, Justin Verlander dropping F-bombs on Fox last night.
Brent Anderson, good morning to you, sir. Scott Topical says it's going to be a good series to watch. Either way, a Texas team will be in the World Series.
That's really
nice.
that
right.
And he did point out, Verlander said, it's been a tough year. We've had a lot of injuries, and early on, he goes, and I wasn't even here. Because I got home as quick as I could. That is a guy, and we talked about it early on, you could tell, and now we know why. He said the analytics in New York weren't what he was used to. He wasn't happy, but he wasn't happy. And it was obvious he wasn't happy. And when he came
they weren't winning. That helps.
And when he came back to the Astros, it like rejuvenated him. It was obvious he was having fun, cutting up in the dugout and back on. This is his team now. I honestly, if they go to the World Series and win it again, I wouldn't be surprised to see JV going to the Hall of Fame as an Astro. Obviously, to me, as a baseball purist, he's a Detroit Tiger. He was the most dominant pitcher in the league when with Detroit.
True.
But his success, he's had a Cy Young here. He's had a strikeout title here. He's pitched in, 3 World Series? This would be his 4th? Or at least 2.
One with Detroit for sure.
Well, yeah, whether he won them or not, has he played in 3 with us or 2?
This will be the 3rd with us, I think.
And it's amazing. This is, to me, akin to when Nolan Ryan left the Astros and went to the Rangers, and he got his 4,000th and 5,000th strikeout, his 6th and 7th no-hitter, his 300th win. The superlatives of his career were all achieved or finalized. in Arlington.
Yeah.
And to me, he should go into the Hall of Fame as a Ranger. I think Nolan did. He was mad at the Astros. A lot of politics. Nolan's a great guy. Was a great player. Obviously a Hall of Famer, a hero to me as a kid. But he was a whiner, and he was why I don't get enough
he's mad
love.
at the Astros
Yeah, he
again.
doesn't get enough respect, and I get kind of tired of the Ryan family. There's a lot of panty waste in their program.
So is this should we be optimistic since GM and Canadian Auto Workers reached an agreement, a tentative contract agreement?
I don't know. What does that do for the
End of
riders out in
strike?
California?
Yeah, I don't know. They had about 4,300 workers striking that went to strike early Tuesday, but then they agreed to a deal.
So now you're going to start getting Chevy trucks that are made in Ontario?
They
Because they're like,
already are.
yeah, we're going to move them up there. We're going to move them up there. We're done with it.
They already are. Pay raises of 20% for production workers and 25% for skilled trades.
No, doesn't that make the production worker upset? Shouldn't it be 25?
Well, they've agreed to this, apparently. Workers would get 10% of general pay raises their first year, 2% in the second, and 3% in the third.
Following that logic, they'd get 4% in the fourth.
And cost of living pay raises would be restored starting in December of 24. Temporary workers would also get pay raises. Those with at least 1 year of service as a temp worker would get permanent jobs. So you know how they're going to get around that. Day 364, they're going to fire
Cut
your
'em.
ass. Yep.
Yeah, you're done.
Yeah.
And that's just big league ball. That's all that is. 25,000 United Auto Worker members are on strike against Detroit automakers at 5 targeted factories and 38 parts distribution centers.
Yeah. United Auto Workers in Canada, the largest private sector union up there, 315,000 workers,
So that's
according to the
one. Let's
Associated
see,
Press.
there's 31 million people there. What is that? 1 out of every
1 out of every,
100?
yeah, somewhere in there.
Is that about right, folks? 1 out of no, that can't be right.
I think
350.
your math is right.
Let me do that.
31 million divided by 315.
I'm going to
350, yeah.
315,000 divided by 31 million is 0.01. So 1 out of every 100 people in
Yeah,
that
you're right.
country work in the auto industry. That's people in the country, not adults in the country.
Yeah.
I did not
Although
know
that's
that.
probably adults. But that's 1 out of every 100 people. That's a lot.
That's a lot of people.
It really is quite the, yeah, they got a lot of power
My
there.
goodness.
So I don't know if that's where we're going to land here instead of that 40% increase in 4-day work week. I don't think the 4-day work week's coming off the table.
I
These
mean,
guys, I don't know. To me, it's stupid.
I've been in
Although,
the
I
insurance
mean,
business
you know.
for 30 years, and I don't care what they say. I'm not putting in that extra day. I'll give you 3 good days a week, and that's it.
Nobody can cram 8 hours
No.
into half a day better than you. Peter McNally says he's got no sound. Nobody else is having issues. Peter, check your volume buttons. It's a hearing aid.
Yeah. No, we're
No, he doesn't hear us on the radio, so that's not the problem.
good. Well, where is it?
Nah, we're good.
We got sound.
He doesn't hear us on the radio.
So there you go,
There you
Pete.
go, Pete. That's the 7-second delay, but
So
it's
look,
there.
you talk. You say something.
All right, what do you want me to say? Still no sound? Turn your knobs up. There you go. Thank you. Tune in, Tokyo.
Great to have Dr. Branfman on yesterday. Did not get to talk about boobies. Very concerned about yesterday. You saw
Concerned
probably
about Friday. I'm concerned about
Yeah,
tomorrow.
I'm not. Let me tell you what's going to happen.
Islamic Day of Jihad declared by
Worldwide.
Hamas. Worldwide.
Now, here's the problem. You've got these religious zealots.
who they've hijacked Muslim and Islam.
Yeah.
And they've tarnished everybody that practices and believes in that religion with a tainted brush.
A mixed metaphor, but applicable.
That's what I do
They've
best.
tarnished everyone with a tainted brush.
That's what I do best.
Oh, tainted brush. Whoa.
But it's true. But now you have Hamas calling for a international
Day
of jihad.
Won't happen here.
It'll be. I don't know.
Play me a little background music over
Sure.
there. Got you some tainted
Thank
brush.
you.
I will throw this out to you. I am concerned about, like here in Victoria, and this is just a question, observation, something to ask about. You'll recall that several years ago, one idiot, one turd in the punch bowl, not a organized terrorist movement.
As was initially feared.
Yeah, one lone drunk idiot turd caught the Islamic Center on fire, burned it to the ground. It made basically international news. Oh, down there in Texas, them rednecks are burning down the Muslims' gathering place. Didn't happen. But the city rallied.
Guy wasn't even a redneck, I don't think.
No, he's just an idiot.
Yeah.
I can see him, long, straggly hair, but just dumb.
Now he's in prison.
Now he's in prison where he belongs, and I hope
Absolutely.
he stays. But not only did the city rally, local ministers rallied, community rallied,
Our synagogue rallied.
donors rallied. Yeah, the Jews rallied, rebuilt their center. It's beautiful. It's right over there on the airline. Haven't heard anything out of them condemning what's going on in Israel. You would think that the only embodiment, the symbol of Islam in Victoria, would at some point issue a statement saying, hey, we just want y'all to know we're the friendly Muslims down the street. We have nothing to do with what's going on with Hamas. Awfully quiet. The crickets are in full force. Bottom.
There it is. You know this better than I do.
I do, because it's Aunt Betty. Aunt Betty, is that you?
Oh, it is labeled Aunt Betty. That's why.
Yeah.
Well, and in fairness, I went and looked. They have not been active. The Victoria Islamic Center has not been active on social media for almost 3 years. So maybe they've just refrained from doing this sort of thing for the last 3 years. Maybe they've got new leadership and decided not to do it. Dr. Bronfman pointed that out yesterday. That they haven't made a statement, but I don't know. They haven't made a statement on anything in almost 3 years. So that might be the reason why. Ryan Hopping struggling this morning after watching his Braves get destroyed by the Phillies. I called that one.
Junior Sample says that tainted brush comment bristles him.
Yeah, absolutely it does. Spell bristles wrong.
Yeah.
He does that just to
B. Small said our conversation with the doctor yesterday was titillating.
It was good.
That was good.
BJ Nelson says, let me get this right. You can get arrested in the U.S. for misgendering someone, but we can have a day of jihad. No, it's not us. Hamas has declared a day of jihad. They're urging the militant faction of that religion
to act out
and kill
infidels,
which is basically anybody who doesn't believe in the religion that they believe in and practice it the way that they do.
Especially Canadians.
Canadians are tolerant people.
I have moved away from the window.
Canadians will be spared.
You know, Canadians.
I'm all right. I got two. He's gonna be a pretty good shot. There's nothing high enough from my line of sight, and there's two cameras basically in the way.
You know what they?
You've got.
Oh yeah.
You've got clear shot from the O'Connor Tower over there. Yeah,
can take me out easy. The thing what the Muslims and the Jews both agree that the Canadians have suffered enough.
Yeah,
with Trudeau, they're like they've suffered enough.
Well, they should feel the same about us under Biden.
Oh,
you know, there are more people calling for the U.S. to not help Israel and secure our own border. I'm like, well, you can and should be able to do both.
Sure. There's Funky Trey Molina checking in.
Let's stop giving aid to the countries that truly hate us.
Boy, so we got England.
Well, we don't know that they do
Canada
anymore.
Yeah, that's about it.
Oh,
Everybody else
they
hates
don't.
us.
Canada doesn't hate us right now because Biden's the president. If Trump was the president, Justin Trudeau and most of Canada would hate us again.
But my dad was one of the first ones to ever tell me something that I now know to be true. He said, every ally that the U.S. has, we have bought and paid for. Every one of them. There's no just camaraderie relationship at all. I mean, Canada, we protected them for 100 years.
You had to acquiesce because we kicked your butt pretty much everywhere we fought you in.
Oh yeah, we're
burned the White House, burned the Pink House at the time.
Don't
actually,
kid yourself. I wouldn't cross Canada.
Funky Trey Molina checking in, but politics is different. You're not just going to go, "Hey U.S., it's Canada over here. You want to let me strap on the pads and take some shots at me in the driveway?" I mean, it's not.
When you started talking about strap on, I was like a bristle.
Hey Canada, it's the U.S. It's springtime. Do you want to throw the ball around? I mean, it's not like a friendship. These relationships.
Sounds like something from the Sandlot.
That's what I'm saying. These relationships, they are symbiotic. It's not like a true friendship, right?
You remember when Donald Trump got arrested and almost immediately they flashed his mugshot all over every media. Where's Hunter Biden's mugshot?
I have no idea.
Anybody seen Hunter Biden's mugshot? He's a good boy.
Boy, did this make all of that disappear, though, didn't it?
His dad loves him. His dad loves Hunter. Hunter's 53 years old. Hunter's just a punk.
Well, but they're doing what they've always done for him, right?
Making excuses and covering up his mistakes.
That's exactly.
You think of Hunter, honestly, when you think of Hunter and you see the trouble Hunter gets into, you think of Hunter being like 4 or 5 years out of college, just hadn't found out what he wants to do with his life yet. He's like 33 years old, maybe.
That's the way you think.
He's a 50-year-old crackhead in bed with teenage girls and got arrested for it. Now, sadly, Jimmy Carter had Billy Carter just as, lesser evils.
Yeah, but that was his brother. It wasn't his kid.
Well, true story.
And at least Billy gave the country some crappy beer that you can, if you have a 6-pack of that, it's worth a fortune now.
What if you could have Hunter crack? The new Hunter pipe.
Hey, if he can sell art, he'll probably sell. I wouldn't be surprised.
Oh, there's the follow-up, too. We'll follow up on that lady testified.
Yeah, honest to God, I can't.
Boy, she's ugly.
This guy.
And, and he's ugly. And I think they were kind of like dating.
They were for a while.
Oh, that's really...
Yeah.
I think God is great. Let's two ugly people get together, but Lord, don't reproduce. No, she was not.
They'd be smart, though.
Oh yeah.
Smart criminals. He'll have plenty of opportunity to practice procreation in prison.
Yeah. Is he going to jail for a while, do you think?
I bet you he goes. I bet you he spends 2 years at a club fed, and then he gets 10 years probation.
And I don't care what anybody says. When you had billions and billions and billions, somewhere there's millions and millions and millions that he can get to afterwards.
If he knows how to manipulate funds the way he was manipulating funds so that nobody could trace the fact that it was a pyramid scheme and a
You'll
Ponzi
never
scheme.
hear from him again, but he'll be... And has the Bitcoin... Has digital currency kind of ebbed a little bit?
It seems to have, and I wonder how much of that is the result of federal governments around the world saying we're going to get into the digital currency. It's got to be the result of that, right? It has to be, because now it's not the unfettered wilderness, the wild, wild west, if you will, that it once was.
I tell you what's legit, as legit as you can get. Go by Paravita Wellness.
Absolutely.
Right there on Airline. Pick up a pre-made meal. Pick up a snack of chicken salad and wholesome pita chips that Erica Briggs has there. The food is phenomenal.
Well, and the other thing that they can do is they can help you. It's not just going in, picking it up, taking it home, heating it up, and eating it. They can help you devise a menu that'll help you eat better on your road to becoming healthier, because this country doesn't have, well, there are some issues with the food we eat, but in most cases it's the portions.
Yes.
And the size of those portions that cause the trouble.
Free and,
when you're consuming an entire day's worth of calories in your evening meal when you go out for dinner, that's a problem. And you multiply that by at least twice, because people eat a huge lunch usually. Breakfast, maybe not so much. But on average, Americans are probably consuming twice the number of calories needed for sustenance. But Pura Vida Wellness, get in, get healthy, and Erica Briggs will help you with with the menu options and helping you eat better all week.
What I've found to be the case
fills you up too.
Is that, yes, the portions are adequate to fill you, and they have done away with the idea that good food doesn't taste good.
Yeah.
Sometimes, like, yeah, I'm sure it was healthy, like cardboard. It's not diet food. It's just fresh,
good food,
unfettered food.
Yeah.
Go by and check it out.
And 300 to 400 calories, and you're like, well, I can't eat that. Well, it's because you're used to eating 1,400 calories. Yeah. But you'd be surprised at the way she has, and she knows this stuff. She puts the right amount of carbs in, protein, and you will feel full. And I snack less at night because of them.
But you go to a Whataburger. I love Whataburger. You go and get a number one with cheese and fries and a Coke. It's 1,000 calories. Yeah. 1,000 calories
easily.
You can have a 300-calorie lunch with her, same price. It's about $10.
Yep.
And if you go in and tell her that you heard, say, hey, I listen to those idiots on Wade and Carter, and they promised me a discount. Erica Briggs has promised our listeners 10% off. You can have 4 or 5 meals that maybe add up to, say, $50. It'll be $45 drive out. So
and you can eat in, too. You can eat there. You don't have to take it with you to go.
And they make smoothies and all kinds of
they've got a pink drink now that's really healthy and like super refreshing and hydrating. Coconut water,
they have the cucumber-based drinks and things. Pura Vida for life. Go by and check them out. White Trash Services, 550-1826. Let BJ Nelson and her team.
If you want reliable trash service, none more reliable than White Trash Services.
They do a great job, and they take it very personally, and that's what makes it work. USA Concrete Coating, they're back out there working for Junior. Junior better send me some more pictures.
Junior, I don't think they're there today because he's on his way up to he's heading to San Antonio to finally get those kidney stones taken care of.
Junior, Godspeed, our buddy. We love you. Hope that you are well.
It's been a battle for him.
Well, I was there last week, and all of a sudden he goes, excuse me a minute. He's not a complainer. He's a very tough dude. And he walked outside, and I said, honestly, I thought he went out back to pee. That's what I thought. And I walked outside, and he was kind of doubled over, and he said,
it's moving.
Every now and then it'll get you, and it just hurts.
Yeah.
But tough dude, good guy. We can't wait to have Junior back.
And USA Concrete Coating doing a lot of work for him. And
absolutely.
Excited to see the final product.
And then Went Services, Went Generators, Went Electrical, Went Plumbing, Went Emergency. You call them if you need them. They'll be there. Went Services for all your turnkey generator needs. Flu-resistant chickens.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. Scientists in the UK.
No more bird flu?
No more bird flu. They've used some gene editing technology. So this will get the GMO folks all, I'd rather eat that chicken with the bird flu.
Right.
Right?
I'd like to eat I ain't going to eat a fat yeller chicken.
But they've created some chickens that have resistance to the avian flu, just to give you an idea. 680.
Remember Bo Pilgrim?
I don't remember Bo.
I just won't sell a fat yeller chicken.
I don't remember Bo Pilgrim.
They do. They remember Bo Pilgrim.
685 outbreaks around the world. Over 58 million chickens and turkeys have been killed directly or indirectly because of the bird flu since February of last year in this country alone.
So let me ask you
That's
a question.
That's why a chicken now costs you $6 instead of $3.
Oh, great seer of things. Let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Because you're pretty astute. You follow things. You see things that aren't coincidi. You remember a couple of months ago, folks, when every time you turned around, a meat packing plant, a bird raising facility, a fertilizer plant, they were blowing up, burning up. Do you remember this? None. Hasn't happened in 6 months.
Probably has. People just stop paying attention because there's enough other things to distract you.
Coincidence?
Probably not.
You think it was
there is only one way. I mean, the only way you can kill those chickens with a bird flu is to burn them.
Well, yeah, but that's
you
not
probably
what
have to burn the whole
that.
plant down to get rid of it, to be honest. I don't know.
I'd eat that chicken. Once you get into 165 degrees, that flu's dead. Dead.
That's why we didn't have any flu this summer here. Way too hot. Stuart Martin, good morning. Stuart Martin says he's actually impressed with Hunter. He's got unlimited funds to buy cocaine, and he hasn't overdosed yet.
Right?
His tolerance is way up there.
They get all upset about Trump getting jobs for his kids, and then Hunter's on the board of Burisma. Nobody even cares.
Nope. Yeah, they got mad at all of Trump. But at least Trump's kids were actually in positions, right? Gave up. That's the difference, though. Okay, claim the nepotism. They went to work in the administration. They all took huge pay cuts to go work in the administration. Now, don't get me wrong. Since then, the Saudis paid $3 billion to the Trumps to have their the live tour at Trump golf courses. So, maybe.
Steve Scalise, huh?
Yeah, but at least he wasn't. And we've been critical of that payment from the Saudis to the Trumps. But at least there's no. They're not trying to hide it through stealthily crafted emails with references to the big guy getting 10% and I got to pay all my dad's bills emails. So what do you think? What do you think of Steve Scalise?
I'm reading all the little superlatives here. It's interesting that Steve Scalise has injected himself into the opportunity to run for or be elected or chosen to be Speaker of the House. And they point out that he's already gotten the approval of Matt Gaetz. Who cares about Matt Gaetz?
As I pointed out last week, Matt Gaetz has become the whiny little chihuahua that for some reason is getting more attention than he probably deserves.
No doubt.
He brokered the deal with Kevin McCarthy, and he thinks that gave him some sort of power, chutzpah, bravada, whatever, to think he's got something. But as I pointed out last week, just a cursory glance at the bills that Matt Gaetz sponsored or co-sponsored that passed, they either authorized a commemorative coin or renamed a post office in Florida. The guy has done absolutely nothing to better this country. Oh, and for such a conservative, or claims to be a conservative, he also signed on and passed the CARES Act.
Yeah, I just don't understand the idea that I pointed out that he seems to be a guy who can tell you everything that's wrong. He's a hindsight guy, but he doesn't lead you anywhere. He doesn't say, I have a solution to this. He says, here's the problem, and it's his fault that there's a problem.
Yeah.
But he doesn't tell anybody how to fix the problem.
113-99 in a closed-door GOP conference meeting for Scalise, which tells me there's got some work to do if they can't even get all 218.
Well, I think the other 99 folks probably wanted Jim Jordan, the representative from Ohio.
I never understood that one because Jordan has always been a guy that they tab as sort of a presidential candidate down the road, right? Didn't jump in this time into a crowded field and probably were smart enough to realize he ain't going to beat Trump.
Desperate times, desperate measures. Take Jordan off his chosen path. He sacrificed his own political career to rescue the party.
As a speaker, I don't know in my lifetime, has a speaker ever gone on to be president? It tends to derail your presidential hopes, in my opinion.
Because half the Congress is mad at you all the time. Like Nancy Pelosi could never run for president.
Trump should be the speaker.
Yeah.
For 2 years and then run when he's elected president. So I don't know. I think Scalise would do a decent job. And I can't remember who pointed out. It might have been Steve Kidder yesterday. So Democrats tried to shoot him, or did shoot him, tried to kill him, and now they got to vote for him?
Does he need 217 votes?
I think so. You got to get to the majority, right? And
that's Congress.
I think what do the Republicans have? 216. So you need some Dems to support because
you got to figure it doesn't mean
there's some Republicans that
they just support ending the chaos. Let them have who they want as speaker. I wouldn't vote against somebody if 216 of my Republican colleagues wanted this guy as their speaker. I would let him be the speaker. Yeah, Peter McNally points out correctly. He's an LSU guy. He's a friend of the oil field.
Yeah, Louisiana guy. I just
We'd
don't
like to have him.
I don't see how. Took you 15 votes to agree on McCarthy. So now that you know, and basically the message then was, okay, but, anybody but McCarthy, really, right? That was kind of the message they were trying to send. So now you've got anybody but McCarthy. Republicans need to come together on this one, vote him in without having to make any concessions for Democrats.
Yes.
And get it done.
Yeah, I agree. It's time to do something while we still have a
Time
majority.
to prove that you can actually govern when you have the opportunity to govern.
Instead of apologizing all the time.
Instead of saying, well, the Senate will never pass that because we don't control the Senate, and the president's going to veto it. You know what? Pass the legislation, let the Senate hang themselves, and let the president veto it and use it when you campaign against them.
Yeah. At least you've done your part.
Exactly. Instead of making excuses ahead of time for why you won't do anything.
And that's a great point because it's kind of like, so we're not going to vote on this because if we pass it, the Senate's going to poo-poo it. And if they don't, the president's going to veto it. You can't control that. Do what you can control.
What you were elected to do. Represent your people.
You having a hard time there with that?
Yeah, it's just kind of bubbled up on me.
A little too much Jameson in there?
Maybe so this morning.
Man, brother man.
But this is.
Join us.
Yeah, let's take our final break and we'll get the brother man in here. But this is
Give him
unfortunately
a hot mic over there.
Yeah, this is unfortunately what the Republicans do best. Allen's Record Service does it best. They won't play any games. You call, they come. 578-6300.
Absolutely. The VCS company's AT&T store, only locally owned and authorized, all part of the Hartman Communication empire. We don't exaggerate that.
Not at
It's
all.
an empire. They do a great job and have forever. Back to the days of the one-on-one ranch radio, CBs. They used to sell CB radios, phones, communication body
CB's
cameras.
making a bit of a comeback again.
Yep, breaker one. I'm back off there, Pigpen. Cheswick Furniture for over 100
There's a bear in the
years.
woods. There's a bear in the woods up ahead on 59.
Cheswick and Love make your house a home. You'll find out why you just always do better at Cheswick.
Smoky in
Reach
the
out.
sky. Smoky in the sky.
116 West Swan Lynn. I'm here with all the sophomores, Brother G. And then yesterday, of course, was
Caldo Wednesday.
Caldo Wednesday, but now Veracruz.
Now it's post Caldo Wednesday.
Get in there. What do you have that one up over there? Is it for some applause for the brother?
Yeah, you betcha.
Brother man in the house.
Sir.
Good morning,
boys.
sir.
How
Good
are
to
you,
see
sir?
y'all,
Texas.
man.
I'll take Texas.
Texas, right. They're
The
not
Horns,
playing this week.
Right. It's hard to lose bye week.
Can't lose. Why do we lose the game before our bye week? So we have 2 weeks to think about the Oklahoma
Well,
game.
I hope they do think
2
about
weeks.
it and run the table.
I hope so, too.
How
Who
are
do you have
sir?
Who do you have coming out of the bye? Do you know?
Texas
BYU?
plays I'm
Who
not
is it?
sure. I need to look. Hash.
I can
see
look
if we
that
can
up.
get that.
I'll do
Yeah.
my best here.
We'll do a little football. Got a
Washington
little
State,
baseball.
8-point favorite over Arizona this weekend
Yeah.
at home.
Well, Arizona,
Washington
didn't
State
they-
played pretty good baseball.
Didn't
Running
Arizona give
football.
USC a trouble? Is that
No, that
no,
was
was that
Colorado.
Arizona State?
Arizona's
One of those
Arizona's
Arizona-
3-3 surprisingly.
Well, Arizona, one of the Arizona teams almost beat USC. Had to go to overtime. Remember? Yeah. So there's one of those teams.
Week, that's week 7.
I'm trying to get there.
All right. So
to get to the conference
Texas number
first.
9. I didn't put down who they were going to play.
Oklahoma's number
Oh,
5.
at Houston. They're playing Houston. They're playing Houston.
Oh, I like that.
In Houston.
Texas at Houston.
I like that.
Right.
That's a good
Number 9. And they have a bunch of teams that are going to be knocking off each other in front of them. OU now number 5.
Have either of you guys been to that TDECU
Yes.
stadium?
Yes.
Is that not just lovely?
It's a good place to watch
It's
a game.
small. It's an on-campus stadium.
It's okay.
About 45,000 seats.
plenty
Very
for them.
nice.
For them.
though. Oh, man. And it's,
But they built it
and-
right. They have gathering places where
Oh,
you can just
well, I like
stand
that.
with all your friends in the end zone.
There's places where you can stand.
State of the art.
Oh, man. Gee, you've got like the snack bar over there, and you can get what you want and go, and they've got like little ledges where you can sit your
I
stuff
like that.
and watch the
I
game
like
while
that.
you eat. You don't have to take it. You don't trash up the stadium, and it's all just open air aluminum stands. I think it's beautiful.
I like that.
I like
man.
it
It's good
a
stuff.
lot.
Well, they're playing Houston, so they'll have a reprieve right there. Texas A&M at Tennessee. Tennessee -3.
I think Tennessee beats them. I've felt that for a while.
Tennessee's number 19.
They are number 19.
Number 19.
Yeah, the Aggies are playing pretty good football, but I think they're still on the cusp of being in disarray, and I think Tennessee beats them.
Tennessee's going to be tough at home. You know that.
They're going to be tough at home, but they also have Alabama next week. This could be one of those trap games where they're looking ahead.
That could be. Now
Tennessee could be looking ahead.
Yeah.
Well, the Aggies won't let you look ahead because they've been talking smack on all the, they won't let you look ahead. They're like, notice me. We should have made the playoff 2
Well,
years
there's
ago.
that.
Oh, don't do that. Make me
Right?
laugh.
Notice me.
Tennessee wins by a touchdown.
I think so, too.
Tennessee by a touchdown.
So you
right.
got Tennessee covering?
Covering -3. That's all. So,
They're at home. They're going to win.
Almost lost a kidney.
Texas, we'll wait for them next week. Of course, Dallas is off too, boys. They're off.
Oh, they need to be off.
Yeah.
They've been off for 2 out of the last 3 weeks, brother.
They sure have. They better start waking up, man. It's going to be 10-7, like you said, right?
Yes.
We thought
3-2.
12.
What was
We
that,
thought
Cologne?
12-5 originally.
So there's a new cologne out. It's really a well done little meme, and it's Dak Prescott, and he's like this, he's in his uniform,
Yep.
and it's called the cologne is called INT.
Interception.
And it says
Interception cologne.
the cologne you wear.
Intercept.
The cologne you wear when you want to make sure you don't score.
I love it.
Funny.
C.J.
That's pretty
Stroud
good.
just broke Dak Prescott's record for most completions to start a career without an interception. I'm not sure you want to brag about that.
That's
as
right.
Texans fans, but
That's
they
not
are.
too good. Well, boys, the Saints at the Texans, we'll pick them because they're in. There's a lot of Texans fans that listen to y'all.
Oh,
Saints are 1.5-point favorites. They're in Houston.
they're gluttons for punishment. They listen to us and watch the Texans.
Well, which Texans team is going to show up? The one
You
that
don't
actually
know.
played well for 2 weeks in a row, or the one that just was dog crap for the first 2 weeks of the season?
You're going
Right.
to see that window, gentlemen. You're going to see that window
Start to
start to
close.
close because D'Amico Ryans is a great football mind, and he's got a linebacker's mentality. It makes a difference what position you played in football when you coach. Quarterbacks end up trying to finesse situations and find a way to outsmart it. Ryan
is a good coach.
See the ball,
He's a good
hit
coach.
the ball.
Yeah. He's a good
Seems
coach.
the best coaches are the guys that never played very
Never
far.
played.
Not in football,
Some
anyway.
of these guys you see on the sidelines
Is that the
now,
Miami Dolphins
5'9", $130. Who is that guy?
Miami Dolphins coach.
Steve Kidder says the Texans win by 3. I don't know. We'll see. This one's a toss-up. I'm not
Toss-up.
picking one on
Kidder
this one.
says 27-24. That's a lot of points.
Texans
Steve.
at home, boys. Texans at home.
Yeah.
Give him the win because of home
Give him
field
the win.
advantage.
We'll give him the win because
which I'm not
Kidder.
sure it's on.
That's
Kidder
it.
factor.
Well, we like that.
The KF.
Tonight, the Broncos and the Chiefs were prime video. I don't get it, but
Prime
the
time.
key is
Prime
can
time.
Mahomes finally win a game,
The
not
Chiefs
go
ought
down
to
the
beat
last
them.
second.
Denver sucks.
They're terrible.
Yeah,
And-
the
and
Chiefs
there's-
ought to win that game.
And they don't know if Taylor
Should,
Swift's
but
going to be.
Taylor Swift will be there.
They're
I
saying
think
she's probably going to be
I think she's buying the Chiefs.
It don't matter to me because
No.
It don't matter.
No, the Flames won last night. Their season opener.
Yeah, I
Hockey
saw
half
that.
minute, and the Rangers play
Wait.
tonight against the Sabres.
Go back. Go back. How did my Las Vegas team do? What are they
Yeah,
called?
The Knights,
I like that.
Vegas,
Well,
they
yeah,
didn't
the
play
Knights.
last night.
Okay, how about my team from the other team that was my team?
Predators?
Chicago.
Blackhawks.
Oh, the Blackhawks.
Blackhawks,
They
Chicago.
lost 3-1.
Okay, how about I had one more team.
You have one more team.
Oh,
Tampa
hang
Bay,
on.
the Lightning. Had the
Tampa
Lightning.
The
Bay
Lightning
Lightning.
won their first game the other
There
night.
you go.
So I'm 1-2.
Yeah.
1-2. Well, boys,
Rabbit,
did
I'm a
y'all
rabid
Let's
hockey
see.
fan.
Let's see
anything
who
else on
else
hockey?
plays.
Because I
Let's
want
see
to
who
go
else
back to the
plays tonight.
Astros.
I want to go back
I'm
to
looking to
Astros
see if
tonight.
I
you're-
got something for y'all.
Hang on, G.
Vegas plays tonight.
I just pulled his mic down. Brother man, how you doing, babe?
I'm good.
Good.
I was just telling you, your team plays tonight, Vegas.
Okay.
Dallas Stars actually open up the season tonight
Okay.
against St.
Go
Louis.
Stars.
Well,
Give me some Astros
okay,
trivia
well, Astros now, y'all know the setup on how they play. First 2 games,
in Houston.
next 3,
In
Texas.
So we go up there.
Last
we come
2.
home 3-2.
It's 2-3-2.
We come home 3-2.
Actually, we split at home and we go up there and win all 3.
right
We're going
on.
to win
I
this
think
thing in
that's
5.
I think that's
So,
what's going to
I
happen.
didn't know
That's
they
what I
still-
have. Is
They're still doing that then, 2-3-2.
we got them winning. We got the Astros winning in 5.
It starts Sunday, Monday, then they take a day off Wednesday, Thursday, Friday in Texas.
Ash said 6.
How many?
I think
Ash?
6.
You know,
How many
for the
were in?
Astros, I got them in 5. I think the Astros, you can't
6.
get away from the fact that been there, done that, plays a role in professional sports. The Rangers are going
They're
to
hot.
be pensive. I know
But
they're,
they're hot right now.
But are they going to be hot when JV's throwing it up there at 97 miles
He's
an
hot,
hour?
too.
He's hot. And he's nasty. And he's experienced.
Texas played terrible in the last 4 games of the season.
Yeah.
Then they come on strong, win 5 in a row. Arizona, look at Arizona too, man. Diamondbacks, wow.
We beat Arizona 3 straight
Right.
before they went on this run.
And they're on a run right now.
No,
Dodgers
they've won
don't know what hit them.
5.
Yeah,
Astros-
they've won 5 in a row too.
What have the Astros averaged? About 6 runs a game in these playoffs?
I think so.
Well,
something
these
like
games have been over after the first 2
Yeah.
innings.
Yeah.
6-1, 9-1.
that. Except for yesterday's. Yesterday's was a great playoff game.
Yeah.
You know who hasn't done – so Jordan Alvarez batting about 500 in this
He's
last
hot.
series. Literally, like 6 extra base hits. He had a single last night. It was his first single of the series. Everything else been doubles, triples, and homers.
And he's still not the guy people were talking about.
No, there's about Jose Abreu
Yeah.
with
Abreu's hot.
3 home runs in the last 2 games and
Yeah.
7 RBIs.
Astros are playing good ball, but did you see what the Arizona Diamondbacks broke that record of how many home runs in an inning in a playoff game?
4
Four
homers
runs.
in 1 inning.
Say, what was it? 4 home runs. How
Wow.
about that in 1 inning?
That's crazy.
That's crazy, man.
Philadelphia
Never been done
just
before.
clown stomped Atlanta.
Yeah.
Is Atlanta? Was
They're
there
still
1
in
game?
it.
It's 2-1 Philly.
2-1 Philly.
2-1 Philly.
I find that hard to believe because Atlanta clinched like at the All-Star break.
Right.
They've been in the playoffs since the All-Star break.
They kind of look like the Braves of the 90s in a way.
Just
They're
folding
good.
up.
But
Origami.
see, what happened to Dodgers and Braves are on the
Dodgers
teeter
got
to
Braves-
lose,
Braves are the league best, 104 wins.
right?
Yeah,
Can't believe
Dodgers
that.
got throttled. They're done. They're home for the winter.
Crazy.
And they're losing to the team they beat in the NL East.
Yeah.
I got 2 events, boys, I need to bring up.
Tell
Project
us.
Tickle Pink.
Yes, I'll
Tomorrow
be
night.
there.
We'll all be there.
Dawn's going to help host again. She'll be there.
Yeah, I saw that designer purse bingo. She was there too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, she's,
she don't miss
she's a
anything.
little socialite.
She's a socialite.
She's a socialite.
We'll be there tomorrow. You boys, you ready to play a little poker? And
Yeah, I guess
blackjack.
we'll do that. It'll be fun.
What do they usually have? Blackjack, right?
Blackjack,
They
poker.
they got it all.
They have that big table too. What
I
do you
know a
think?
guy. I bet we can get like extra chips.
Yeah, he'll be throwing them out.
Oh.
We have that tomorrow night, 5:30, Club Westerner. It's a great cause for local cancer patients. That's why we do it.
Hats off to the Villafranca family for their willingness to invest money and rejuvenate that old structure because I've been fortunate. I've done several U of H events there with Ash. I've done several Wade and Carter events there, and
One.
You've been with us to the Rotary Club, remember?
it felt like several the next day, but and the Rotary Club deal.
We've been there for the casino night over there.
Remember when they put the ceiling in and it was
Right.
white and low
Right.
low
But
ceiling
just-
and
I go back to that way back.
Just being there is a joy. If you have a chance to
It's a
go to
great
an
place.
event at Club Westerner, it never disappoints from an atmosphere standpoint.
no, absolutely.
It is terrific. One more, boys. Brittany's Believers 5K run. You know, Jamie Zeller.
That's Saturday.
That's Saturday morning, 9 o'clock, Victoria
Donnie's
College.
running,
She is?
socialite. Yeah.
Victoria College parking lot. Of course, Brittany Langridge, in memory of her.
Great friend, great lady.
friend. And we're raising funds for nurses' scholarships.
The problem Dawn has is when she runs in those pink heels, sometimes she spills her martini and her tiara wants to fall off. But she's just a common girl if you ask her.
And the heel snap.
Yeah, if you ask her, she's just a common girl. Yeah, you see the lady, the girl that's got the walk of shame and that one heel, plunk, plunk, plunk.
That's Dawn after she runs.
That Saturday morning walk of shame.
Tell her nothing, son. You
No,
let
I
her
let
do
her
what
do
she
what
wants
she
to
wants
do.
to. Yes, sir.
And you tell your wife nothing. Let her do what she wants
All
to do, too.
we do is pay the
That's
bills.
my
baby.
advice to you boys, okay? Hey,
All
thank
we
y'all
do-
very much,
Thank
guys.
you,
I
sir. We
appreciate
love
it.
you, Brother G.
Love y'all.
Love you all, too. Thanks for joining the Wade and
Folks.
Carter Show from the South Texas TV studio. We'll see you back here manana. Bye,
Our
folks.
theme song should be "Got a Whole Lot of Love." Bye, folks.
20 through town.